What's going on, guys? Liam here, and it's time to go over round 23 of the 2023 NRL season. Give all our predictions, go over all the matchups, see who needs to win to make the 8, all that good stuff, man. I love this time of year. It's like final starts early, man. And this weekend we got some big games that could decide minor premierships, top 4, who misses the 8, all this sort of stuff, or who make it harder for teams to make the 8. We have some spoiler games as well. It's going to be big. Now, I'm doing this video a little late because I was following the judiciary recap for Val Holmes and DeBellin. Obviously, more interested in the Val Holmes. Now, Val Holmes has been hit so he got the extra week because he failed to get his charge downgraded. And when I saw he was challenging it, I was like, oh, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. What's he doing? And then because you can watch it live, you can actually, well, not watch it, you can go, it updates you and it sort of tells you what they're doing and stuff like that. And I thought it was dumb for them to do it because I was like, man, just take the L. And by the way, I didn't want him to get suspended. I love watching. It sucks, man, because like we need to stamp this stuff out of the game. But I love watching big players playing big games. And Broncos, Cowboys, one fight for minor premiership, one fight to make the 8. Possibly pushing to the top 4, and then, you know, one of their best players is out. You know, it's tough, man. It's tough. It really sucks. But why I thought this was so stupid was, if he's out for the rest of the season, it's huge. Like, I know 3 games is still pretty massive, but I think it was a lesser of 2 evils. Now he cannot play until the finals, and at the very least, I mean, being back for that last Panthers game could have been absolutely crucial because there's a good chance, and I'll show you in a minute, that might have to win that game to make the 8. And when I saw their case was there's no injuries result as they actually, if you read through this, I can leave a link in the description below if you like. This doesn't matter. Like, whether it's an injury or not doesn't matter. If you hit someone in the head, like with direct forceful contact, doesn't matter whether there's an injury or not. And then they kept asking to look at the tackle that Sivo did, which he got suspended for. Like, Mika Sivo got 4 weeks in that actual case, and it actually said lower in it that they didn't lodge any other evidence. It was just like a Hail Mary, let's hope for the best. Man, that lawyer just took him for a ride, for real, man. Like, terrible. Like, Mika Sivo is literally suspended till round 25. And you're like, well, it wasn't as bad as that one. So what? I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, if we look at this now, look at Cowboys run home. I mean, the thing was, I actually had Cowboys dropping games on the way home anyway and still scraping into the 8. But I guess the little monkey in the wrench was... is that the same? Monkey in a wrench? Whatever. I had them winning this game and then maybe dropping the Broncos and then maybe dropping Penrith. You know what I mean? Like, something like that. Now that they've dropped this one and they've lost Val, the chances of this game being dropped is this. And then all of a sudden they're on a 2-game skid. And then they've got the Sharkies. I know the Sharkies are on a skid, but you never know. Like, they've got a couple games to get back in form. Going to be super desperate themselves. So this all of a sudden becomes a monster game. And then they got this one, and then that was really bad from them. Yeah, I think they really could have needed Val in this game. We don't know. Penrith might rest players. You never know. But even if Penrith rest players, I mean, we've seen how good they are. If they rest their whole team like they did last time, of course, Cowboys win. But let's just say they rest Cleary and Yo. They're still a damn good team, man. They're still a damn good team. So yeah, that's it's. Cowboys season was looking a lot better 10 days ago, and like I said, I still tipped them to. Well, I didn't tip them. I did the preview. I did a preview where I just sort of added up, for and against, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and it just sort of spat the Cowboys out in 7th or 8th, I think. But yeah, this is not good at all. But anyway, we'll move on. So yeah, good news for I guess if you're a Parramatta, you're the Sea Eagles, you're the Knights, you're the Sharks, I guess. Cowboys, flying past you guys. So how a week of footy can change change everything. It's absolutely bananas, man. Absolutely bananas. So we'll go over all the games now, and then we'll go into them a little bit more depth. All right, so we have Roosters Sea Eagles, bit of a nothing game, but they'll still be showing up to bring it. I mean, yeah, no, they don't want to, neither team wants to slip down any further than they are. I mean, Manly are still a threat, I guess, to sort of make it, so they're playing for their season still, I guess. Titans Warriors, looking the goods, goddamn. Oh, then this game, Panthers Storm. Oh, cannot wait for that. Hey, absolutely cannot wait. And I absolutely could not wait for this. And especially it was a daytime game. I was like, this is going to be sick. Up in Townsville, nice and hot. Two red hot teams going at it. Drinky versus Walsh, Oh, man, what a shame. Anyway. Now, one thing let me refresh this. I guess the bookies knew. I was expecting this number to change a little bit with Val Holmes going out, but it hasn't. So I think the bookies knew that Val was gone and factored that into the price before, perhaps. But yeah, that's good. And again, I'm not writing the Cowboys off in this game at all. Dolphins Knights flying high, absolutely killing it. Then we have Rabbit Sharks. That's a massive game too, with massive implications. And then Para Dragons, Raiders Tigers, and then Bulldogs, which with a bye. How good. What a round of footy. This is so good. I cannot wait. All right, let's get into the predictions. All right, so Roosters Sea Eagles. Now, Roosters pretty firm favourites here. Now, I tipped the Roosters to beat the Broncos last week, not because I thought they were better, not because I thought the Broncos weren't good. I just felt like Broncos are just going to drop a game or two on the run home, not because they're bad, just because that happens. Like, good teams lose rugby league games too. But what I think I got suckered into was this is what I shouldn't have done it. It was stupid. Broncos are so much better than the Roosters. But I looked through the team list and I just went, this is such a good team. Like, on paper, this rugby league team is so damn good. And I think it sucked me into tipping them over the Broncos, which was just a stupid call. But anyway, it is what it is. Broncos fast, but you can't play rugby league games on a piece of paper. And it's that's the way it is. But some good matchups here. I mean, Sav on Tupu, Kohler on Manu. Goddamn, some speed there. And this Vaega dude, I'm telling you, this dude is such a beast. Bit of Tupu about him. Not polished at all, but I love it. He's such a monster, man. He had played a couple of games earlier in the year, and I was like, who is that dude? He's got the biggest head on earth, and he uses it. It's he's a monster. So hopefully he has a good game. He was real good to watch. Like, he's almost like a bigger, stockier Tupou. He's Greg Marjorie sort of thing. Absolute monster. Matt Lodge, I thought he was really good last weekend, simply on Hargraves. I mean, but yeah, it's It's tough. All right, we'll have a look at the team stats before we make our prediction. All right. So they've played this year. Sea Eagles just got them. I mean, form guide. Look at that from the Roosters. Wow. Sea Eagles riding high. 2 wins. How good. Only just lost to the Cows. Well, I hadn't just lost. It was 3 tries to 2. But yeah, then they lost to the Storm. But yeah, not great from them. 47% for the year. Completion rate for both teams, under 80, not great. Both completing at 77%. But this is where I just have to tip the Sea Eagles. Roosters' offense is so clunky. Like, I watched them just kept trying to shift against the Broncos, and Broncos have really good defense. They do. But it's not like Penrith defense. Like, it's really good. And the Broncos have more like real good scramble defense, but you can expose their edges. Cobbo makes errors, just being newer into the game and stuff like that. Like, you can expose Broncos' edges, and every time they shift the ball, it was like Broncos had 2 extra blokes on the field. Like, you know what I mean? And like I said, Broncos' defense has been really, really good. It's massively... Well, actually, it's only really been last week. It was brilliant, but... Broncos, I think Broncos have defended decent during the year. Like, but it's more the scramble and the like the positional play and you know what I mean, stuff like this, just freak athleticism, covering or something like that. I don't think they've been like structurally perfect, but yeah, it literally looked like Broncos had 2 extra blokes on the field. Could have been Broncos' awesome defense, but what I think it more was Broncos defended really well, and Roosters just like you know when like Cody Walker, they strip you for numbers, and like the centre or the winger could literally run over the try line and not be touched. Like it was the complete opposite. Like there was literally 2 extra defenders every time they shifted. It was wildly bad. And yeah, Broncos tackle efficiency pretty solid. So what else we got? So wrong. I just fully switched gears and went into the Broncos game. But yeah, so I think I think the Sea Eagles get this one, and they're outsiders too. So I might chuck a little bit down on them for that one because I think they can definitely get this one. But Roosters have been awful, man. I keep waiting, going, they'll click, and it's just not happening. It's just really not. It's like they're going out there with no game plan. And I've said it before. I've heard Trent Robertson say this: you pick your best 17 players and you find a spot for them. I really don't think that works. I'm pretty sure Melbourne, Penrith have showed that. No, guys have positions. Stick to them, and they have jobs and they do them. Melbourne have pretty much built a massive legacy on that. So anyway, again, Manly haven't been great, but they can put a score on too. So they really can. They've sometimes when this guy gets foreign, Jesus Christ, they're good. Now Titans, Wars. Up the Wars, Tavanga back too. Wars fresh off a bye. Titans fresh off the big win over the bloody Cowboys, halting all their progress. Now I do have a competition on my TikTok, guys, where I'm giving away one of DWZ's watches. So if you're not following me on TikTok, make sure you go. Here, this is it here. Beautiful watch. I think it's about $400 and something bucks it costs, sort of thing. So make sure you go over to my channel and might wear it tomorrow, just so I can get some wear out of it. So what you have to do to win this is predict how many meters he's going to run, how many line breaks he's going to get, and how many tries. Now you don't have to nail that. You just have to get as close. Whoever's the closest wins it. So I'm definitely giving it away, sort of thing. And if we have a quick look, we'll have a look at his averages. I'll even help you out. How good. So 13 appearances. So he's getting roughly a try a game, a little bit over. So I'd chuck a try in there if I was doing it. Line breaks. So line breaks is one of them. So probably look at 2 line breaks maybe. 13 appearances, maybe 1, 2, something like that. And what was the other thing? Meters. Where's his meters? And 153. So somewhere around the 150 mark for meters. So there you go. I just helped you out. Maybe even won your watch. How good. But I'll put the link to my TikTok if you're not following me. And obviously just got to make sure you follow me on YouTube as well. Follow me there, and then just put that in. And if you win, I'll send you a brand new Dallin watch. Beautiful watch, man. Bit of a Daytona-y look. All right. Now, how was playing away from home? I have a feeling they're not great away from... No, I have a feeling they're good away from home. Yeah, they are. Very good. They're actually almost better away from home. It's crazy. I feel... Jeez, Kieran Foran was good last weekend. Brimson's back in. Jeez, I like this Warriors team. Now, Tavanga's just been... I wish I'd put Tavanga in. I'm not too sure who for. Maybe Sorensen or... I love a little prop. That's why I'm such a huge fan of Ruben Cotter. Just a fast little prop that can come on and just tear through the middle. Get smacked or whatever, play the ball quickly. That's what I'm a huge fan of Ruben Cotter. It's not all about post-contact meters. A fast play the ball's worth more than post-contact meters, in my opinion. So hopefully they can find a spot for Tavanga, but it's such a stacked team. Jesus Christ, maybe they can't. Let's have a look at the team stats. Titans, where are they? They're pretty much playing for their season, aren't they? They're almost not in contention, but I guess if they win every game and they get lucky, they could. So they really are playing for their season. They've only won 1 of their last 4, and that was against the Cowboys. Jesus Christ. Wales flying high, 12 of 19. How good. Such a good story. Both completing about the same. Tackle efficiency much better from the Wars. Average points scored 24 to 23. But yeah, this is where the Wars defense is just. I mean, where is it? Yeah, who would have thought the Wars would be completed at 80% and tackle efficiency at 88, completion rate at 79. Only conceding 18 points a game. It's great. It's so good. This play the ball speed solid. Wins at this venue 50%. Jeez, Wars have a better record than Titans do at their own home. But yeah, I'm going to go the Wars here. I think they're doing something special over there. And yeah, they could they could really. I mean, if Storm lose, you know what I mean. If Storm lose, they could really shore up this third spot. If Broncos lose, I think the Broncos might get the dub, but we'll have to wait and see, hey? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this is going to be good, man. This should be a good game. When is it? We're on Friday night. Yeah, we'll go the Wars. Panthers Storm. How good. This should be elite. So last time these guys played, Melbourne, Ivan Cleary put on a masterclass coaching-wise. I think he completely outcoached Coach Bellamy. I feel this was without Cleary. And yeah, it was. Yeah, if you watch that video on the way he did his rotations to pretty much weather the Storm and then blow them away in the second half, and it was 32-2 or 36-2. They outscored them from like the 20th minute mark. They blew them out of the water without Cleary in the team. With Cleary's flawless kicking game, kicking 40-20s from his. Jesus Christ, Penrith are scary, man. Now, they've persisted with putting Nelson in the starting lineup. If you've been following me a minute, I'm not a fan of this. Not a fan of him starting, but I just didn't like it. And that's one of the big things that Penrith really did was actually went at Nelson and tied him out. Like, Nelson was blowing in the second half, and couldn't handle it. But one inclusion that will help them, and I wouldn't be surprised if this swaps, is Katoa back. And I think... I forgot how good he was. Like, he hit last week. I saw him named in the team. I was like, oh, whatever. And then he played, and I was like, he's so damaging when he runs. He's a little bit Liam Martin, a little bit kick out. Just when he hits, it's like the defense almost explodes a bit. Like there's no dominant tackles. Well, there is, but you get what I'm saying. It's very much like he wins the contact whenever there's contact, whether it's defense or offense. He very rarely loses the contact. I'd love to see him start Nelson, go to the bench, and then when one of these guys need a rest, Nelson comes on for impact. I think that would really negate what Cleary did in the first game. Now we saw Leota go to the bench last week, and what's his name again? Lindsay Smith. I said Lindsay Collins came on and started. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again, just to sort of stagger these two a little bit. However, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Like Ken Eisenhuth and Lindsay Smith, can they just hold down? Because remember last time it was Spencer Lino and Lindsay, and they actually changed the game because they're very different. They run with a little more. You know what I mean? Like. Lindsay Smith doesn't run with venom really, but he finds a nice seam, he hits it, he gets up, plays the ball, and it was I guess faster. Pop. They were just pumping, and that because Melbourne really Melbourne were blowing, like you know what I mean, like and Bellamy panic brought back on Welsh early. They were blowing, it really swung the game, and then. He just held off, putting Moses and Fisher Harris come back on, and then it was just like, yep, game over. Fresh Moses Leota and Fisher Harris that only had to play like 15 minutes or something in the second half. They just absolutely tore them to shreds. They'll just won the ruck so comfortably. I mean, that stuff doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but that's the stuff I saw. I was just like, Jesus Christ, what a masterclass. Like, I actually sort of saw that game as 36-0 or whatever it was, because... No, that's when they started playing. So, 34-0. But yeah, it's 34, so 16, 34. So when was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Yeah, and Penrith got them last time in August. I think that's the last bad game Penrith. I think this is the last bad game I've seen Penrith play. Like, they've lost games since then, obviously, but they weren't bad in them. But yeah, this should be a good one. Now, form guide would tell you that Storm are going to lose this game. Win, loss, loss. And the form guide would tell you that Penrith are going to win this game. Jesus Christ. 28-0, 44-18, 24-14 against the Dolphins. That was with all their stars out. 34-16, 20-12 against the Knights. Knights actually played pretty damn good in that game. Yeah. Jeez, okay. Wins this season, 74%. 12 to... So let's have a quick look at the ladder. So if Penrith win this, they'll kick out. Broncos, depends whether they win or lose. We'll obviously stay with them. Broncos can't really catch them on for and against. It'll be very hard to anyway. But if Storm lose this, they'll be stuck here. Depends if Raiders and Bunnies sort of win, but they should be safe-ish in fourth. Like, that's definitely not out of... Like, they're not going to slip out of fourth or down to sixth if they lose this by any means. But I believe last year they slipped out to fifth. Maybe. I'm pretty sure they did. Anyway. I feel like they just slipped out of the four last year. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, you definitely want to finish in the top four. I've been very vocal that I don't think you can win the comp from outside of the top four. And they really do want to finish in there. And, Bunnies have a pretty cruisy run home. Raiders will be pushing as well. So, yeah, it's a big game for them. And Panthers obviously won that minor prem as well. So, have a look at their stats. All right, wins this season, 14 from 19, 12 from 19 for the Storm. Completion rates 82 and 80, which says we should have a pretty damn high quality game. Tackle efficiency 86 to 87, but yeah, the only really big difference here, I see Penrith's defense substantially better. If there was no state of origin and they just played through, this would be closer to 10 points a game. They've been absolutely brilliant. Melbourne's defense can be really good, but they've just had more lapses. It's definitely not bad defense. Sort of thing. So, yeah, this is also where it could be 1-2. I mean, very, very fast play. I know it doesn't seem like a big difference, but this is obviously divided up over a lot of tackles, and a lot of the time you don't see as well, because they are playing the ball so quickly, they just get so many penalties coming out of trouble because they just go bang, play the ball. All right, you laid on it too long, penalty. All of a sudden they're booting it down and they're attacking you half again. It's something special. Wins at this venue, 60% each. Yeah, I don't see Penrith losing this, and the bookies agree with me. I'm just so excited for this game. It's going to be awesome. Penrith just with Cleary back, and yeah, they just drown teams. Like, they just drown you. It's I just cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. All right, what do we got next? Broncos. Now, this obviously hasn't updated. Val Holmes is still in the list. I'm not too sure who will come in for him. Because who was that guy? Laybutt? He was all right. Not Felt comes in. Sammy goes to... I'm not too sure who will come in. If you guys know, let me know. But yeah, it's Tuipulotu coming in at prop. I mean, I'm not holding it against him. He's had a big thing out, but love to see a little more out of Tuipulotu. Not just more from a personal thing, I just love the dude. He's a freak. But man, look at these matchups. Reece Walsh on Drinkwater. Velame, Jesse Arthurs. That's awesome. This would have been so good, And then we got Cobbo on Tuolangi. You did not, man. Sorry, guys. Let me get rid of this. Otherwise, we'll start blowing up. Ooh, got a sale. Love them sales, man. Cha-ching. Dearnon, man. Townsend on Reynolds. Flegler on McLean. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. I didn't really understand the hype on Reece Robson last year. Watching him a bit closer the last couple of months. He's really good. Like, really, really good. Tamalolo on Haas. God damn. Hess back into the second row. Not a fan of that. And Pikura Maybe that's a thing on this guy. Now, Broncos. Now, I actually think this is Broncos' best team they can possibly run at. So, Pekura, Jesse Arthurs and Ricky comes in. Now, hear me out, and I'm not having a go at these guys, but I know Corey Oates is like a Broncos legend, but I actually like Jesse Arthurs better for the Broncos. Kick return, not as damaging, but he is so safe under the high ball, and Corey Oates, if he plays enough games, is in the top 3 for errors every single year. He just is, and I'll take safe over not safe for the sake of a couple of extra meters any day of the week, especially when you've got first and second in errors as well. So I actually like this better for Broncos, and I actually like this Pekura. So Jordan Ricky's available. I'm not too sure if he is technically available, but he's announced it as an in on Jordan Ricky. Now, I actually did a video a few weeks ago. It might have even been on YouTube. I can't remember where I posted it, and I said Jordan Ricky's spot's in trouble because I think this kid is way better. Just a little green, obviously. Better line. I think he's run more better lines in his 5-game NRL career. I don't know how many he's actually played, but then Jordan Ricky has. I did a few people commented sort of defending Jordan Ricky, and I'm not bagging him. Because the first time I looked at him, I was like, he's going to be a good footy player. I don't think it's just his physique. Like, he's a well put together dude. And I was just so underwhelmed for so long. And then someone actually, I kept sort of saying that in videos. Just he's a bit underwhelming, stuff like that. And then a few people went to defend him, and I'm not bagging him, but and they sort of said, oh man, he's like got a real good kick chase, and he like tries real hard. I'm like, oh man, cool, but like if your best attribute's chasing a kick, like are you really that good? You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're best at is chasing kicks, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a second row, it should be defense, line speed, and hole running. You know what I mean? Like they should be your best attributes, not chasing kicks. So and then that sort of tough. And then Palacia comes to Ben Trbojevic. Corey Jensen and Smith. I actually think this is Broncos' best team, 1 through 17. They could possibly field. For real, I actually do. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so I don't know, they might tinker with it, but to me, just as a completely impartial dude, don't have any love or hate for any of the players. I'm not a supporter, so I don't have ties to them or whatever. I just look at this 1 through 17, and I think this is the best possible team Broncos can field. Against the Cowboys team, a little weakened, but this is still a very good rugby league team. I would not be writing them off at all, and the bookies agree, man. Like this is by no means a blowout. It's up at Cowboys' home ground, which is, I believe, a bit of a fortress. There you go, home 8-2 when their away records the terrible ones. So it's a bit of the old Cowboys coming back. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys of the, the 2010s. But yeah, so this is. I would have loved to see Val Holmes against Stags. Jesus Christ, that would have been good. But yeah, still a very good rugby league team. Now they've put Luciano. So they put Taumalolo in at prop. They put Hess in on the second row. Cotter in at lock. Granville back to the bench. I like that better. Now all of a sudden their bench looks very young and then very old. Neem, love him. Lukey, love him. Jermaine. Yeah, I feel like they've lost a little punch off the bench, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But this is still a very good team. All right, let's have a look at their stats and we'll compare them up. Right, these guys have played this year. Broncos got them good. Now it's only 12 points, and they got touched up last year. God damn, wow, what a hiding. But yeah, both teams. 4 from 5. Broncos obviously a little hotter as of late, and like I said, around this game here, around the Eels game, Cowboys season was looking a lot different. But this is the thing about the Cowboys too. If Cowboys go out here and win this game, all of a sudden you're like, this is a cool thing. Like towards the end, when you're missing players and you've got them to come back at the end of the year and you can still win big games, it gives you so much confidence because you're like, well, when Val Holmes comes back, you know what I'm saying? Like, Now, a couple danger things for the Cowboys, just quickly on the ladder as well. Now, they've done a real good job of getting back in the positive. They're up to 48, which, Parramatta's has taken a hit lately. Knights, but you get what I'm saying. It's still not amazing. The Cowboys, if they drop this game, cool. They cannot get a hiding. Cowboys cannot get a hiding in this game. So this could be a double loss for them, and it could also be a double positive, and hear me out. So if Broncos go out here and put 30 on them, and this for and against goes back down to 20-something, that's almost like losing double competition points, because whoever they're coming in, they're fighting against at the end, it could be tough. And just to put it in perspective as well with their run home, so they got the Broncos. So let's just say, I'm not saying they're going to get touched, but if they do, there's not much points left. Now they have the bye. Bye's great because you get 2 free points, but you'd almost rather play the Dragons or the Tigers or something, because at least you can boost your for and against them. You know what I'm saying? They put 40 on a team, all of a sudden your for and against is juicy again. So let's say they do lose this and then they can't put competition points on. I think Sharkies might show up for this game, but you know what I mean? Not a ton of points there. Dolphins, they do leak tries here and there, but they're not like it can be hard to rip to ribbons. And then you've got Panthers, where there's a good chance you could lose, or if you do beat them, it's 1-12. So there's not a ton of points for them to make up. So that's what I was saying. They really need to make sure they don't get a hiding. Now, a little bit of a problem is them scoring points. Nanai being out, there's points there. And then Val Holmes being out, it's not just the points he scores, it's his goal kicking as well. I'm not too sure who steps up. I'm not too sure who their backup goal kicker is, or if he's any good. Was it Townsend or Dearden? Not too sure. I'm sure they'll be fine, but Val Holmes is points. Val Holmes is points. You know what I'm saying? He's a professional point scorer. That's exactly what he is. So they're missing some points as well. So it's going to be tough, man. She's going to be tough. All right, so wins this season, 11 from 12, 15 from 20. Those Broncos flying high, killing it, completion rate 80%. So Broncos obviously like to tidy this up a little. Not bad, but like we've already looked at Storm and Penrith and teams like that. They're over 80. Tackle efficiency 86 each. Points scored 23-25. But yeah, Broncos defense definitely better. That could be another thing. I'm not too sure who's replacing Val, but he can be. He's been torched a couple of times this year, but he is known as a good defender. I think he's pretty good anyway. So yeah, this could be tough. And average play the ball speed, all that. All right, so I'm tipping Broncos. If this was at Suncorp, I'd tip them with extreme confidence. But the Cowboys are very good at home. And it's just mostly because of this. I just think Broncos will be able to defend the Cowboys better than the Cowboys will be able to defend the Broncos. Yeah, especially just lacking that bit of firepower on an edge. You can pretty much throw Val Holmes. Val Holmes is 2 things. You can just peg him the ball early and he'll probably do something. Or the other thing he really does well is actually I probably think he's the best in the comp at it is whenever there's a remotely quick play of the ball, he'll either have a scoot from dummy half or just get a short ball off the hooker and he'll just run in behind the ruck, and he is so fleet-footed through the middle of the field. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So there's still plenty of points. And Drinky, you got Dearden, you still got plenty of running here. You still got quick play the balls. You still got meters. So the Cowboys have everything here. They're very good at home. So either way you pick here, guys, it's not a bad pick. Don't think, and so I talked about the negatives of Cowboys losing this game, but yeah, the positives. If they do win this game, like I said, it gives you confidence when you can win with your best players out, because you're like, well, when we get them back, and especially then when they play the Sharks, they're going to be extremely confident. But if they get a hiding, then they go play the Sharks. All of a sudden, it's a little nervous. But yeah, if they do win this and say, Sharks lose and a couple of these teams, they could jump up missing players. So yeah, it's or just really shore up their spot. So it's a huge game. This is a huge game. Yeah, it's definitely Cowboys' biggest game of the year. It really is. And then obviously having the bye after that, they need this so badly. it's very hard to be at the top of your game for a long time, and they really have. I mean, they were thumped for Storm, double overtime against Penrith, thumped Rabbitohs, thumped West Tigers. And then I noticed in this game, everyone was like, oh, they gave Manly a hiding. I was like, man, I thought they looked flat. They were so good, it didn't matter. But it was 2 tries to 3. It was just a poor kicking night. That sort of made it look bad. And this was 4 tries to 3. And they were awful in the last quarter of the game. Parramatta were coming over them fiercely. Like, it was not close. And then, so I sort of felt a little bit of a fade here. There was a definitely noticeable fade here, and then they did not show up to this game. And so we'll see how they show up for this one. But if they're super flat again, this bye could not come soon enough. It could not come soon enough, for real. I bet they wish I had it this week. It is very hard to play for your season every week. It really is. The longer that has to start, the earlier that starts in the year, where it's like you have to win every game to make the finals or close to, the faster you burn out, because it's so hard. That's why you see so many teams, they, Parramatta last year said it, I've heard other teams say it, they said, we got to the finals and we'll just, they don't show up in the grand final and they're super flat. It's like, it's pretty hard to play 3 or 4 games where you're out of the game if you lose, you know what I'm saying? So out of the season if you lose. So it looked to be taking its toll to me. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. They could come out and just absolutely blitz it. But we're going Broncos here, guys. Going Broncos. Not with super confidence. I genuinely think our boys can win this game. I think the Broncos have been. Let's not go on about it. I just think they're. I just wish that they were both full strength, because Broncos versus them full strength, it just would have been so good. All right, Dolphins, Knights. Knights have been killing it, man. Knights have been absolutely killing it. I've actually really enjoyed watching them play. Hamaso Ponga, how good. Nicarima in the centres, what the hell? Jesus. I'm putting Gagai in for some points. Jesus. Val against Best. Marju against Nu. God damn, this is going to be a good game. This should be a good one. So Knights obviously have to win. Don't have to win, but it's close to. Well, no, they have to win. They have to win. They really do. Remember, don't forget about the points. Remember, wins. They're 2 wins behind. Because they've had all their buys. There's teams here still have buys. They really do need to win. This should be a good one. I'm actually really excited. I'm genuinely liking watching the Knights play at the moment. It's been really good. Won their last 4, and we're really competitive in this game against the Panthers as well. No Cleary, but still. It's 8 from 9, 8 from 19, 9 from 19 for the Knights. Completion rate 79 to 75. They've still got that in them. They still had they can be better. That's not a scary thing, but that's a thing. If you're a Knights supporter, you're like, well, we've been awesome. And they've been completing below this sometimes at some of these big wins. So, but you're playing with fire if you keep doing it. So be careful. Tackle efficiency 87 to 88. Now let's have a look at this. So average points scored, average points conceded 21 to 26 for the Dolphins and 24 to 20. So these numbers are starting to look good. I mean, they're not great yet, but this was not like this 6 weeks ago. So they're winning games by 24 or more and conceding less than 20 points a game. So that's getting a nice little gap, which I really like. Play the ball speed's been great. If this is under 3.5, you're doing good. So I think the Knights get this one. I think they've been brilliant. Can't wait. Absolutely cannot wait. Should be good. Oh, man, this is a crazy one. This is huge. Damn, look at them at the ladder. Oh, man, 7th and 8th. No, 7th and 6th, sorry. Oh, man. Sharkies really need to win this game. They're on life support at the moment. They're going to be down here with the Eels real quick. Real quick. If they don't start winning. Obviously, if Knights get a dub. So this is the scary thing for Sharks and Cowboys, in fact. So Knights... Knights have the Dolphins, which, they should probably get. And then Manly have the Roosters. I know they're not favourites in it, but I think The Roosters have not been good. And then Eels have the Dragons. So if all three of these win, they're going to go up to 27 and Parramatta to 26. And if they both lose, the Sharks and Cowboys are going to be 10th and 11th. That's wild. Wow. Sharks and Cowboys could be 11th, 10th and 11th at the end of this round. Wow. That's nuts. Oh, hang on, wait. Parramatta. Oh, no, so I guess, sorry, so my bad, guys. So Knights and Sea Eagles would definitely jump. Eels would have to win by a bit, not by much. So if they win by, say, 12, they'll be up to, 72 or something. The Sharks lose that. Yeah, so not by much. So, 12-point swing, Parramatta will jump up as well. So we could literally have Sharks and Cowboys 10th and 11th by the end of the weekend. Knights, Sea Eagles and Parramatta. Knights, Sea Eagles could be in the 8th, Parramatta 9th. Wow, this is a huge game. That just makes the Broncos-Cowboys game bigger. It makes this game bigger. See what I mean? It's a good round, man. It's a good round of footy. God damn. Now, I don't like what the Sharkies done here. I actually thought they were pretty good last week. So, Mulatalo comes back. Kafusi and Will Kennedy out. Now, I love Connor Tracy. Way too good to be playing reserve grade. But what I would have done, personally, is put Nicho Hines to fullback. Brought Matt Moylan back in at 6 and put Trindle at 7. Trindle was pretty good at 7. Moylan, he can play 6, and Nicho Hines at fullback was elite. Now, I don't know where that leaves Connor, but you figure that out whether you want to put him in for one of these two or put him on the bench or not play him at all. But I think Nicho at fullback is brilliant. He's probably almost... We saw him at the Storm. He absolutely killed it there. He's elite. He's an elite fullback. And then he's not defending in the line either. I think it's worth a shot. I really think it's worth a shot. But they've gone with this. It's so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so we've got Latrell and Connor Tracy. This is still a very good rugby league team. Bunnies first half was good, a little average in the second half. Now with Sele out, Burgess comes in and Arrow goes in at prop. I've actually been really impressed with Arrow. Keon was good last week, terrible the week before, and Cheekham comes in. He's solid, but nothing crazy. But I'm not a huge fan of Bunny's bench. Cartwright's all right, Mole, Havili's good, and then Duncan Tallis. Cam McInnes, give that guy a pay rise. But yeah, I feel like Sharkies do have a little more coming off the bench. Royce Hunt, Hazelton, slot in pretty damn good. They've got Oregon Kafusi out. They've still got ULA, Rudolph, Hazelton and Royce Hunt. Jesus Christ, they're deep. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. But geez, it's danger signs for the Sharkies. Really is. It really is. So are they... Sorry guys. Are they equal with... So they're both on 26. They've got the better for and against. So Cowboys for and against is substantially lower. Yeah. Cowboys can't get a hiding. Neither of these teams can really get a hiding, but you really definitely don't want to get a hiding if you're these two teams. But I think it's Sharkies... To me, I think Cowboys can get away with a loss and probably still chalk out 3 of the last 4 possibly. Sharkies, they're on a skid, man. They need to break this skid. Cowboys have just dropped 1 game out of the last 5 or 6 or whatever. Sharkies are on a proper skid. Sharkies have to win this game. This is not, you dropped 1, whatever, we'll bounce back. This is it's now become a skid, and that's, sometimes it can be, once you're locking those back breaks, man, it can be hard to unlock them. Completion rate, pretty bad from both teams, to be honest. Tackle efficiency, 87 each. Now, points scored, Rabbitohs. I didn't think the defence was great last week, but yeah, Sharkies is worse. It really is. Now, this is over in, WA or something? Optus Stadium in Perth. Poor old Bunnies aren't getting many home games. Well, their home games are away from home. I think the Bunnies might get this done. I don't like these changes to the team. Sorry, I don't not like them, but I don't think that's the key. I don't think Connor Watson there. I put it this way, they were losing games with Will Kennedy there, and I think Will Kennedy's better than Connor Tracy. Not that Connor Tracy's bad, I just think Will Kennedy's really good. So just dropping him in there, I'm like, well, what changes? You know, they've still gone on skids with the rest of the team like this. So I think a proper shake-up and going, you know what, we're skidding out of control. Heinzie at fullback. I mean, it's less tackling for him. It's less so much. He just inject himself in the game when he wants. Go do his thing. You know, Moylan and Trindle are going to be solid. Nico Hines can still do plenty of kicking, still plenty of playmaking, but less, you know what I mean? Just less contact, all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going the Bunnies in this one. I'm going the Bunnies. Eels, Dragons, goddamn, Parramatta. Whoa, Parramatta are shortened up. So DeBellin is out of this one. Let's have a look. Who's coming in for him? So he's still named, so I'm not too sure who's coming for him. I actually think he's been pretty good. Like, someone mentioned to me at the start of the year before Origin, DeBellin should be in there. I'm like, you're joking. Then I watched him a bit closer. I'm like he's not. He's like when DeBellin came onto the scene, he was top 5, you know, lock. I mean, the lock positions changed a lot. He was genuinely top 5. He was really good. I just felt like he slipped down a little bit. Obviously, he had his off-field stuff and a very long stand down. But I watched it, I'm like, he's actually pretty damn good. He's still got that dumb penalty in him, all that stuff, but pretty solid loss. Pretty damn solid loss. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Now, Parramatta, obviously, they're similar to the Cowboys, but way worse. Obviously not looking as good as they were a few weeks ago. Like, everyone was like, oh, Parramatta, they're on. And then, yeah, a couple of horrible losses and then a couple of suspensions and stuff like that. But they do get Dillbags, the serial groper, the jug squeezer, the sexual toucher. Dillbags is back. And Wonga Blank obviously dropped. And Limu came. He played 1 or 2 games this year. I actually really liked his. I thought he was pretty good. He made a couple of stinking reads, but yeah, it was. But it's just that just when you're on the wing and you haven't played in a team, you can make bad reads. It just happens. But I mean, look, the halves are back, and I actually like this forward pack a lot better. So Joe Offengawi comes in. I know he's actually been pretty terrible. I actually like him better starting. Just come on, blast. You know, that feeling out. Just run hard, tackle hard for the first 20 minutes. You know what I mean? And then Joey Lussick's actually come in. I tried to look on the casualty report. I couldn't see Brandon Hands here. So I think they've actually dropped Hands, which is pretty full on because I thought he'd been pretty damn good. Same as Arcee, obviously. Yeah, so, I mean, Arthur's had been awful the last 2 weeks. I was really impressed with him filling in for Dylan Brown, but he has been pretty damn bad the last couple of weeks, falling off tackles, bad kicks, all that sort of stuff. So Dillbags owes the team something, obviously, and it could go either way. He could come in and smoke it, and we're going, damn, imagine if they had him the whole time. Or it could take him a few weeks to get back into the groove and his timing and stuff's off. So we don't know what we're going to get from Dillbags yet. He's such a natural footballer. I say the first one, I'd say he'd probably come in relatively seamlessly. But I actually really like they've put Madison in on his edge. Ryan Madison running off Dylan Brown. Oh, I love that. I really love that. Now, how they rotate. So Moses and Cartwright on one side, and then you got Madison and Dillbags on the other. I love that. Now the bench is like sort of substantially weakened, taking Ryan Madison off there, but I think. I mean, Junior Paulo is going to play big minutes. So Joey Lussick was in England less than 2 weeks ago. Now he's starting for the Parramatta Eels. I'm trying to make a finals run home. So bench substantially weakened. But, I mean, probably Paulo's going to have to play big minutes again. And then I dare say, you know, Wiremu, Greg, McIntyre and Moretti just rotate. And maybe I reckon Junior Paulo might play 65 plus in this game. He could be big. Now, for me, Parramatta in this game have to not just win, they have to put on a bit of a statement. Like, I think they have to genuinely, they can't win this game 22-18 if they genuinely want to play finals. Like, they have to put, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm sorry if you are a Dragons supporter, I'm not meaning to bag your team, but a bad team They have to put them away. I know they're just missing 2 key players. They're missing their best scoring winger, which is a big loss. And who's been the best prop this year, which is RCG. I know Junior's been better over his career, but I think RCG's been better this year. So they're missing a couple of good players. They have to still put away this team. If they don't, I'm fully writing them off. If Parramatta win this game 18-22, I'm writing them off, for real. I really am. But if they go out here and go 42-6 or 10, I'm like, all right, now they've got that. And then I can't remember who they play the week after, but then they get everyone back the week after that. So, yeah, this is big for Parramatta, this one. So, yeah, if Parramatta can, like I said, they've lost a bit in their for and against. So, like, if they can do a big 30-plus win, so say, 38-8 or something like that, this comes back up close to 100. All of a sudden, you're back in the mix. You're on 26 points like these guys. You've got a better for and against than these guys. If these guys lose, sort of thing. And, yeah, you have to wait and see. But, yeah, it's... this is big for Parramatta. To me, I know it sort of sounds melodramatic, but this is their season for me. And, yeah, they've got to win and win well. Yeah, I would not... If I was a Para supporter and they go out and win this 22-18, I'm probably just going to pull that red pen out and just cross them out. So... let's have a look at their team stats. All right, so they haven't played this year. They hadn't played once the year before as well. So Parramatta gave them a big touch-up last year. Now, again, not Dragons for not bagging you, but like I said, they're not a good team. You have to get this done. And, I mean, their form guide was all wins like 4 weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, they're 2 from 5 and lost 2 on the trot. Having said that, this probably is the perfect game for the Eels. Just a confidence-boosting game. But the thing is, these games can take your confidence away too, because if you just win or you lose, you're toast. Because you're like, man, we could just beat them, or we lost to them. Confidence gone, you're over. Whereas if you smoke a team, and you've got good players coming back, you're like, damn, we got this. 10 from 20, so winning 50%. Completion rates, not good enough from either team. Parramatta, that's awful for Parramatta. Tackle efficiency, 87 each. And Parramatta's defence, I don't know what's happened to it, but this was under 20 all year. And it's just, even when they were dropping games at the start of the year, it was less than 20. So that's awful, but this is worse. That's about the second worst defence in the comp. So we'll have to wait and see how that plans out. But it's at home for Parramatta. No DeBellin. Yeah, they should get this. Parramatta to win. 13 plus. Raiders Tigers. Massive danger game for the Raiders. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I was riding the Raiders pretty high, and I've been pretty critical of them the last few weeks, the way they've played and stuff like that. And I've just noticed they've mixed the team up. Rapana's gone to fullback, Chris has gone back into the centres. And again, I looked at the casualty ward. Harawira and I. So it looks like Croker's been dropped, and I bet on Albert Hopewadi to score a try last weekend, and he didn't. And one of the main reasons he didn't, and I love Croker, GOAT. He's a GOAT. But he had about 4 opportunities to get Hopewadi into space and just either went back inside or just didn't give the ball. And I noticed it, obviously, because I had money on Hopewadi, but obviously Ricky Stewart noticed it too. Now, good finishes, which I believe Hopewadi is, if you give him a half chance, if there's a half chance available, I think you have to give it to him, because I counted 4 times Croker could have probably got him away. Even if it's only a half chance, it's a half chance. That could be 2 tries. You get what I'm saying? So if you give him 4 half opportunities and he gets bungled into touch a couple times, but you get a couple tries, and how poor their spreads have been and stuff like that, and their offense has been, especially over the last month, and how uncreative it is. I think they have to take those half chances, not all the time. Just if you're on the outside shoulder of your centre, and your winger's got on the outside shoulder of his man, give the ball. Just let him go to work. Stop running stupid crash plays when you're tackling inside the half. This is a big danger game, because, like I said, the Tigers, I mean, I look at this back line, it's still down. Like Buller, He can tear it up. Tor can tear it up. Nofaluma's solid. Tupo can tear you apart. Staines is quick. Dane Laurie can rip you apart, man. And Brooks is no slouch. Big outs though. So Stefano and Bloor are in this team, I'd be seriously concerned for the Raiders. I know if you're a Raiders fan listening to this, you'd be like, what, you can beat the... I 100% agree. I think you should beat them. I think you've obviously been a far better team all year. But they're sitting, what, 5th or 6th? They're sitting 5th, and they're making pretty solid changes, like dropping 300 game players and moving players out of position and moving players out of a position they've played all year, Chris, stuff like that. So they're well aware that it's not clicking. So you know what I'm saying? So this is a big game for them. Now, like I said, if Bloor, because I've been pretty impressed with him too, and Stefano, he can run, man. He'll match it with your forwards. Yeah, I'd be very, very concerned, and I still am. Like, I think this price is pretty crazy. Like I keep saying about the Tigers, I see a pretty good rugby league team in there. They're not gonna give you 80 minutes of great footy, but they can give you 40, 45. And you know what I mean? Patches across the 80 minutes. And if they score more points than you do in those periods, you'll probably lose the game. I'm talking about the Raiders, because their offense has been off. It's just big danger game. This is a massive danger game, and for them, if they lose this, so where are they? So they're very safe. You know what I mean? It's but if they lose this, they're sort of stuck on 28. Bunnies could, because they're for and against us so putrid. A loss is almost a double loss for them. So like if they lose a game, they're almost guaranteed to drop a spot. So. Bunnies, if they win, they're going to jump up, and then depends what these guys are doing. So I think they should make the 8 still, but that's really not good enough. I think that, to me, the way they're playing, they look like a team that's going to make the finals and then get bounced first round. And I don't want them, I want them to do better than that. So, and they do too. So obviously they're going to want to get this together. This is a big game for them. Again, it could be similar to the Para game. Like, it could be one of those ones where they put 18 points on them, 28-8 or something like that, and win come and they go, oh, cool, solid win, let's move on, So big game. Now, this was the June. I can't remember that game for some reason, but yeah, like I said, they're on the start of a skid. Tigers are on a massive skid. I mean, the win rate for the season is still great. Like, that's what I'm saying. They've been a really good team. It's just there's what did Latrell say? A couple cracks in the windshield. But you never know. Raiders could call O'Brien's, man. Patch those things up this weekend. And obviously Tigers, 3 wins for the year. Awful. Completion rate. I mean, this was up near 80 at one point. They were actually getting their stuff together, but Raiders, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And this is just like, from a team coming 5th, like, Jesus Christ. Like, this team's won 3 games all year and you're nearly conceding as many points as them. That's terrible, man. That is awful. Yeah, that's not good enough. That's really not good enough. This really could worry the... They've been really... I mean, Stefano and Ball are out, but this could worry the Raiders too. They're very quick at playing the ball. They're really good at winning the ruck, the Tigers, so could be very close. Now I'm going to back the Raiders in to get this one done and get it done well for the first 13 plus win of the year. But I would not even be shocked. I'd barely be surprised if the Tigers win this. For real. This is a big danger game for the Raiders. Big danger game. Like, that defense is putrid. And they're like, Tigers can put points on, man. Like, yeah, they really can. They really can. Abby Coruscant, man, he's so good. I was going to put it up on my TikTok, but there was a 2-minute window of play where Abby Coruscant probably had the best minute of football I've ever seen, where he put a kick down and then there was a kick return and he went bang, dropped someone and they knocked the ball on. He then, on the next set, he's kicked the ball. What did he do? Before that, that's right, no. So he kicked the ball out of dummy half, sat it perfectly like in the corner, and then the fullback came out. He's gone bang, dropped him, and he's knocked the ball on. So he's done this like flawless kick, and then he's gone bang, and then I think he scored when they got the ball back. And then I was like, that was like literally the perfect minute of rugby league, like flawless kick, force a mistake, and then score a try within a minute and a half. I was like, damn, he's so good, man. He's so good. Can you imagine if he was still at Penrith? God damn. All right, so let's go over it. That's a judiciary. All right, so we're going Sea Eagles, we're going Wales, we're going Penny, we're going Broncos, we're going Knights, we're going Rabbits, we're going Para, and we're going Raiders. We're going Raiders, but worried as hell that the Tigers might get it. And Doggies will get the bye. How good. That's it, lads. We're all done. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.